This is our group interpretation regarding the Canterbury Tales, The Knight's Tale. Theseus was the ancient king of Athens and was known the world over for his bravery. Legend says that Theseus conquered the Amazon tribe and took the Amazon queen, Hippolyta, as his wife.
Let's conquer the Amazon tribe! Hippolyta, be my wife, be my queen.
Yes, Theseus, yes.
Hippolyta's sister Emily returned to Athens with them. Soon after his return to Athens, Theseus was stopped by a group of sobbing women.
King Theseus! King Theseus! Please, help us!
Why? What's happened?
Please help us retrieve our husband's bodies.
Yes, we will retrieve your husband's bodies.
Theseus immediately set out for Thebes. He attacked and conquered the city. When he arrived back in Athens, Theseus returned the bodies of the soldiers who died in Thebes to their wives. He also jailed two prisoners, Palamon and Arcite, who were soldiers from Thebes and close-knit cousins. One day, Palamon looked out the window of the prison cell and saw the beautiful Emily. He immediately fell in love. Arcite also looked out and saw Emily, and he too fell in love with her.
Oh, what a lovely lady! Oh, let me see, let me see.
How can I get your love? How can I make you smile?
Hi, I think I'm in love with Emily. Hey, I'm also in love with her.
Palamon was angry that Arcite loved the same woman as he did. The cousins settled their dispute when they realized that they were both trapped in the cell forever and could never speak to Emily anyway. Some years later, Perotius, a mutual friend of Arcite and Theseus, came to visit Athens. He convinced Theseus to free Arcite from prison. Theseus allowed Arcite to live on the condition that Arcite never returned to Athens.
Zeus!
Pero Theus, what is it?
How are you? I heard you captured Arcite. Is there a friend? Will you set him free?
I will free him in one condition, that Arcite will remain exiled in the city of Athens.
Although Arcite was now free and back in his kingdom, he missed Emily terribly and wished to return to Athens. The god Mercury visited Arcite in a dream and told him to return to Athens.
Arcite. Arcite.
Huh? Who are you?
I am God Mercury. I am here to tell you that you should go back to Athens to get Emily.
Arcite snuck back to Athens, dressed as a poor beggar. He was soon hired to work at King Theseus' palace. He liked his job because he was able to see Emily every day. Meanwhile, Palamon was still in prison. He was distraught because he missed his dear friend Arcite, and he was pining for his love, Emily. Palamon eventually escaped by dragging his guard to make him fall asleep. Palamon fled from the castle and hid under a bush in a nearby forest.
Where should I go?
Arcite happened to be picking flowers for a garland in the exact same spot. When he spotted Arcite, Palamon jumped out and confronted him.
Ha! Arcite! Emily's mine!
No! She's mine!
The cousins started arguing about their claim to Emily. Arcite hurried back to the castle to find armor and swords so the two could duel over Emily. King Theseus discovered the fight and intervened before either knight was seriously injured. Theseus realized that Palamon and Arcite were fighting over Emily. He decided to choose which would marry Emily through a duel. Theseus ordered Palamon and Arcite to return to Athens in 1 year ready to fight.
Stop fighting, the two of you! If you're fighting for the love of Emily, therefore you are exiled for a year and ordered to come back to have your battle for the hand of Emily.
Yes, my lord!
In the meantime, Theseus built a magnificent stadium in which to host the duel. The stadium featured temples to the gods Mars, Venus, and Diana. Exactly 1 year later, Palamon and Arcite returned to Athens for their duel. Before the fight, Palamon, Arcite, and Emily all visited different temples that Theseus had built in the stadium. Emily prayed at the temple of Diana, the goddess of hunting and virginity. Palamon prayed at the temple of Venus, goddess of love, and Arcite prayed at the temple of Mars, god of war.
Goddess Venus, guide me to win. There is love.
Goddess Diana, help me to overcome this problem.
God Mars, give me strength to win Emily's heart.
The battle of Arcite and Palamon will now commence. Into battle! For Emily!
The battle soon began, with Arcite's forces facing off against Palamon's forces. Arcite captured Palamon and won the battle. He took a victory lap and while riding through the stadium, his horse threw him off and Arcite was fatally injured. Arcite then died. Before he passed away, he advised Emily to marry Palamon because Palamon was a model of knightly virtue.
Emily, before I die, please marry Palamon because he was a model of knightly virtue.
After Arcite's death, Palamon and Emily went into deep mourning. They wore black clothes every day and were inconsolable. King Theseus decided that Palamon and Emily had been mourning for too long and arranged a marriage between them.
빈 그릇을 설레도 될까 네 생각 참 예쁘다 하지만 이러면 돼 달아오른 그 기운에 고백도 하고 후회도 서툴지만 우린 저마다의 크고 작은 고민들에 걱정하지 꿈과 사랑 그 사이에서 이게 하늘 무지개를 따라 멋진 날들을 우린 찾아가고 있잖아 시작해봐 앞으로 힘이 들 땐 뒤로 포기하면 또 어때 내일 두 걸음 뛰는 거야 종종 걸음 재촉해봐도 시간